so it's really the play aspect, and it's more curiosity about your inner world and just what could happen if you gave up control and just went back to childlike play. So I had gone for years not being a good public speaker and taking a bunch of coaching, spending a ton of money, trying to go to Toastmasters and stop saying, and it just wasn't working. I would just get more and more tense, more classes I would take, more coaching. I would delay all the homework. And then I read about this book, Ultra Learning, which I'm sure you've read, by Scott Young. And the first chapter talks about Michael and Tristan, who founded Ultra Speaking, and they took the Ultra Learning principles and applied it to public speaking. And their foundation is play. So their foundation is just say something, speak before you think, and play all these games with your mind until you start basically being like you were when you were 2 or 3. We've been speaking our whole lives. And then we just kind of get this governor brain, this critical brain. Imagine if you see some kids on a playground and they're playing, they're having a great time, and then some adult comes over and says, you're doing it all wrong. You're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong. You just can imagine the kids would just stop playing completely. And so it's the same thing when you're speaking and it's not fun and you're thinking you've got this governor brain, self-critic saying you're doing it all wrong, and it just gets worse and worse. And so this idea of just bringing games and play and just throwing it out there and getting curious about what might happen completely transformed my speaking as well. And curiosity and play are so tied into each other, right?
Yeah.
It's hard to be curious when you're critical about yourself and you're hard on yourself. It's hard to be open-minded and curious at the same time. And so when you bring play and curiosity back in, that really opened it up for me. And it was kind of a 1-2 punch. First, I learned about play and ultra speaking. And obviously, ultra learning says practice things over and over, play with it a little. Ultra speaking kind of took that play to a whole new level in terms of we just played games over and over, and then you're all of a sudden you're just speaking your authentic voice, and you can't believe how fast you've improved. And then the next year, I took the coaching course where they really focused on active listening, and it reminded me how much I had enjoyed it and how much that had transformed me back when I did the yoga retreat. And so I see those two really fitting together in terms of play and curiosity as the flywheel for life.